the another thing about the Piano Wizard is that after that time is when he started enjoying watching TV, such as Dora the Explorer or SpongeBob or The Cat in the Hat. He is particularly fond of that part, the Cat in the Hat, the movie, even though the movie was well, kind of raunchy, but he didn't get the bad part, and he really enjoyed the story. Well, by that I mean the pictures. He just thinks that it's the funniest thing, and for some reason that movie spoke to him, and from then on he was able to enjoy watching TV somewhat, or movies. Before that, he couldn't give a about any movie. He just walked by and ignored it. So that is another plus. Overall, I would say that our lives has gone from an MR family to an almost normal family. I say that because he has been able to do so many things now. Not that he has become normal, it's just that he has approached normal at a very, very fast rate. For example, he can read now up to about maybe a second grade, first or second grade level. He can read, he can sight read, I don't know how many, maybe 100 words, maybe more. He can, although he doesn't understand what he reads for the most part, unless the meaning is obvious, such as let's eat. He knows what that means. He can type at about 20 words a minute. It's the same story again. Before I bought him the Piano Wizard, I showed him the push F and J, and he could not get it. Okay, I don't know why he couldn't tell the difference between F and J. But after that, he learned the alphabet, and he learned to count. He can recognize numbers, so he doesn't have trouble with recognizing the fingering number on the Piano Wizard by himself. He can talk now. When he was 7, he could only speak a few words, and now he can speak in complete sentences or almost complete sentences. He can express all his thoughts. He can almost always understand what we want from him. So normal communication with him is very easy. This is comparing to the good old days when he won't even tell you if he's thirsty. Like when he was younger, I used to leave water on the table in case he's thirsty, and he can't tell me that he's thirsty. So then, I would put water there so if he's thirsty, he could drink it. He was like a baby when he was 6 or 7. So then, but now he can tell me if he's hungry. Mama, I'm hungry. What are we going to eat for lunch? Is today Friday? Are you going to watch House tonight? House is my favorite TV show. It's just, he can ask all kinds of questions and understand them. He understands my answer. He understands what we're going to do today, and tomorrow we'll go to town, the grocery store, and he knows which way we're going. Mama, you're going the wrong way. It's just, he is not as smart as a normal child, certainly. He is not even as good as a child half his age. Like my youngest son, Stanley, is 5 years old, and Stanley is a whole lot smarter than Jet in understanding. You can talk to Stanley, who is a 5-year-old, like a 5-year-old. You cannot get that much understanding out of Jet. So he is not like, it's not like his brain has suddenly caught up, but it does mean that his brain has opened a whole lot so that it's very functional now. And my family can function almost normally. It's like there is very little difference now between having him having MR or having a normal child. For example, before this Piano Wizard, we went on vacation to San Diego. And while we were there, Jed was lost several times. He was lost in Seattle airport, he was lost in San Diego Zoo, and then he was lost in Legoland. And every moment we walk along, I'm constantly asking, where's Jed? Where's Jed? Because he might be lost. He might have wandered off. And even though we keep such a careful eye on him, there's just no promise. And each time he was lost, he was found right away, but each time was it was like a nervous wreck of an experience. And then last summer, we went to Disney World, and this time, even before I went, I felt good about it. I felt that Jet has improved so much in the last 2.5 years since I got the Piano Wizard. Just things were not the same. Things were much, much better. It was not perfectly normal, but it was so much better that I feel like this trip, he's not going to be lost. And I was right, because we got on the airplane, we got off the airplane, we got to We got on the bus, we got off the bus, we went on the rides, we waited in line, we went to the restaurants. It was a 10-day trip, not a single problem. Jed was never lost, he never created a scene. It was, well, life was like normal. He was like a normal child. He wasn't as normal as a normal child could be, but in all functional ways, he was like, he was no trouble. His MR didn't cause any problems at all. And that's true with our everyday lives too, where the kind of problems that we used to have to endure, it hardly exists now. Now, when I say hardly, I'm talking about it does still exist sometimes, just rarely. Maybe something might crop up once a month, like we might go to the store and Jed might say something inappropriate to the fellow customer, not because he means any harm, but he doesn't know what he's saying, or he's saying the right thing at the wrong time. For example, a few weeks ago, I went to Walmart, and the lady was walking by me, and Jed started standing behind me, and he said, "Get out of the way." What Jed means is for himself to get out of the way, but the lady didn't know that. The lady thought Jed was telling her to get out of the way, so the lady was understandably offended, and I had to quickly explain what's going on. And that, of course, is kind of depressing experience that, I never have to do that about my two normal kids. But generally, all in all, life is very, very close to normal. And the piano wizard doesn't take much time to supervise. Most of the time, Jed is just practicing along. It's a program. The notes pop out by itself. So he is, hitting it and going along. And I get a lot of housework done while he's practicing the piano, while he's playing the Legos, while he's putting puzzles together, while he's building his Lincoln Logs, while he's typing, or he's reading, or he's writing, or whatever the numerous thing. He can do so many things now. He went from being able to do nothing to be able to do nowadays maybe 10 things. Well, of course, normal child can do an infinite amount of things, but like my two other kids who can do a lot, but you don't see them doing too much. But he can do so many things now, and it occupies his time so that he is not monopolizing my time, so that I have more time to myself and to my other family. And I think that buying the piano wizard was a wonderful decision in that when you have a mentally retarded child, he doesn't have anything he can do. The here is something he can do because this thing is so easy. It makes a piano practice a possibility that otherwise there would have been no way. Okay, you want to teach like the normal reading music way, and you hit this and you count the time, and every other second, 1, 2, 3, 4, you hit or miss it. Yeah, good luck, right? But the piano wizard, you skip all that. You just push the button when that thing pops. That's about it. And you can really slow it down, so it doesn't matter how slow a reflex they have, and you don't have to be able to play it perfectly. It's just something. If they play it imperfectly, so what? That's something. That's better than not being able to play at all. It's something that they can do, and I think that is a very important thing. It's ultra important. The piano wizard is wonderful for the normal child that wants to learn, or a normal adult for that matter, who wants to learn and want to do it on their own, instead of shelling out big bucks to pay the piano teacher. If you just do it on your own, you can get quite a ways on the piano. But it's an amazing gadget for the child who has special needs such that they don't quite get the normal method at all. So, and for that reason, I am very grateful to the makers of the piano wizard, that my kids happened to be born at a time when the piano wizard was invented, and it made our lives just a whole lot better. Not normal, not perfect, but a whole lot better than it would have been. I feel like the piano wizard, it didn't cure Jed's MR. He still has his MR, but it used to be, it's like his brain is just closed up shut, and somehow the piano wizard managed to, like open a crack. And once it opened a crack, then I realized there's a crack in it, and I can throw stuff in, and then I stopped putting more stuff in, opened up the crack a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger all the time. And I hope that this video is helpful for somebody else who might be in a similar situation and considering doing this, because I think it's totally worth doing, and the cost is nothing compared to the benefit that you're going to gain from the product.